Welcome everyone, it's Strigamar. It's time for some more Shadow Legends. I am going to be continuing on our way to trying to... I'm looking for an easier page, but we don't have any. We're going to keep climbing the Doom Tower. I'm going to be using a very damage-heavy setup, as usual. So I want to see how far we can actually get with this. Mainly because I want to try to clear this quick. See? Try to clear this quick. Actually, War Maiden might be good here. See, the thing is, though, most of the time, I don't like this method, but this method may be very good for getting through this place quickly. Deacon is needed to keep this going. Because you need to keep these controlled at all times. If you don't keep this controlled, this quickly gets out of hand. Block Revive also helps. The reason you want Block Revive in the full damage setup, if you're going to do it, is you need a way to continuously control the setup. You want decreased defense, block revive. This is how you get this setup to work, and it has a limit. There is a point in this tower where it stops working. So we're going to see how far I can go with this. Because there comes a time where you start needing a reviver and healing, and that's where Syl comes into play. Now, before you complain that Syl is a whale champ, reminding everyone that Syl is a daily login, and you can pull her from shards if you like, but everyone will be able to get her at the 180-day mark, so she's not impossible to get. Other heal and revivers will do well at that. It's just Syl is better than a lot of them. She is also very accessible. If you have a Duchess, go for it. Okay? If you've got a CFE, use her. Okay? I'm not discouraging that. But if you don't have those champs, Syl is an option as well. Alright? And you don't need her straight away. You only need her farther up the tower. Yeah, you just want to get rid of that. You want to keep them controlled with decreased defense. Perfect. We'll do that on the way back around, because I actually don't have much time. As I was doing a bunch of other stuff today, so I actually have to hoof it and go full damage. At least on this account. The other account does need some help. I do think Ornn the priest would work here. I need to build him out first. That's the issue. I don't have him fully built. Like, I have him now, but building him is another thing. You can have a champion, but then building them after getting them is already sticky. You know? Now, this technique I'm doing is very dangerous, but I'm doing it to be entertaining. And also to prove that there is faster ways of dealing with the early waves in Doom Tower. Well, that's unfortunate. You want to get him out of the way as fast as you can, because you do not want that Mortu retaliating. I'm also doing this for resources. Because I need the resources. Man, how did that dwarf guy live? The Alvir, the Alchemage, at least that's what I think that is. I think it's affinity issues. Alright. We gotta hoof it to get this done. You have to get him out of the way quick, her out of the way quick, because Astrolith can be a very painful champion if she lives. Especially if you don't have something like a Syl to deal with her. Perfect. The key is you do need a control champ, though, with this strategy. And you do need decreased defense, 100%. You can't do this without decreased defense. So that is a disclaimer. Because my ultimate nemesis here. We got to be very careful here. We got to focus down these Mashald. Get them under control with compressing the turn. Because the Mashald will destroy you. I want to make that clear. They are the most dangerous enemy in this tower of terror. Because you give them 1 inch. They'll take your team. The key usually with Mashald is you have to go first. If he goes first, you're as good as dead. Now, you can't do a full damage strategy with this monster, but I can try to do it with less healing. How do I want to do this? Has to be a provoke and damage. Ooh, that's rough. I mean, Gnarlhorn could be a thing. I don't like it because he's a... How do I want to approach this? Maybe Vizier. Like, I know that Black Knight's involved, but I need at least 1 provoker. Because there's not a way I can do this without at least 1 provoker. And my other provoker isn't developed, so... Okay, you know, I'll just put her in there and see what happens. Unfortunately, I have to put Black Knight in there or I will not have enough provoke. I don't have many provokes. What I can do, though, to try to compensate is I can just not use his healing unless absolutely necessary. That's the best I can do, because unfortunately, I need... the provoke. Like, if I had a Soulless, I could just use Soulless. But I don't have one. So, dittos to that. Going with the Roz. Get that. Provoke him. Get that Sky Punishment. Build up. Provoke him again. Get the decreased defense. Build it up on him. The Vizier. That's essentially a full damage strat. Like, I'd love to say, aha, I can do it full, like, almost full damage strat, but I needed a provoker. And I don't have a damage provoker. I only have a support. Like, I just have to avoid using his skill. It's awkward. What do I want? Well, I definitely want this. But then I look stupid. Because I was supposed to do the damage strat. Well then. We'll just have to do it like this. We'll just have to do it like this if we want to go the full damage strat. Full damage to floor 20. Yep. We did it. Now, can I do it as reliably with the other account? No, I can't. Why? Other account doesn't have as many options. On top of that, just if you thought that wasn't enough, most of the damage dealers are overlapping. So let's check on who's got what. Do we have any of the, well, of course not. I don't have anything set up with that either, and I'm low on silver, so at least he gets a level from there. And we're XP boosted out. Alright, cool. So let's give it a go. We gotta keep climbing on here as well. Deacon, like I said, is almost a must for this strategy to work. And you'll be like, but why? Well, you need something to control the narrative. Because if you can't control the narrative, you get owned in this tactic. You have to be able to control the narrative. Yeah, you don't want to... The main thing with these is you don't want to hit them hard unless you're going to wipe them out. The astroliths, That's the key with killing them. Otherwise, they start getting their momentum going, and then that's when they wipe your whole team. So, yeah, we're just going to keep turbo rolling here. I don't think I can pull off the same strategy on the Doom Tower here for Magma Dragon, because the Provoker may end up being a healer. But no, if you have a healless Provoker, that will work for early Magma Dragon, but not for later Magma Dragon, and you need a decrease attack. You must have a decrease attack in order for Magma Dragon to work correctly. There will come a time where I have to drop pretense of this. I will have to use Syl. Which is why if you don't have a support right now in Doom Tower, you're going to have to get one eventually. It's a mandatory step. Like a Healy support kind of thing. Well, we got some of that dealt with. Glad I got rid of him, because that man-eater would have been... Ooh, that man-eater... That guy would have been what I like to call a problem. I did get the new rare, I just don't feel like burning all my energy right now when a Clan v Clan is going to come up soon, like sooner than I'd like, and I want to try to save up resources, because I got the Mushroom Man, right? He can kind of act as a one-man band until more stuff shows up. And you can't tell me that not more of this stuff will show up. It most definitely will. It will show up. One of these champs is going to show up in my shards, etc. If not them, some other nice champs. Hopefully not some garbage. Like, the pulls I had last Clan v Clan almost couldn't be worse. Except for Whisper. Like, Excruciator is not a great champ. Like, she's not the worst thing, but she was, like, the only thing besides the Whisper that was worth talking about. The rest of it's, like, food or something stupid. Or, like, dupes. Dupes and food. Do I want dupes and food? Of course not. Because that Thrashing Fit does a lot of damage. You always want something like a Thrashing Fit on them to just wipe out the waves so you can rotate back around. Now, in this situation, I really do need to rotate back around because the tower's about, like, the daily reset is upon us. Thankfully, this strategy I'm using is very heavy damage. So, it should be able to do the job. Now, you may have asked, why did I go for him first? Well, the issue here is, if I don't go for the Cupidus first, the Cupidus will cause me extreme pain. Because the Cupidus keeps pairing with the Venus with the punishing partner move, and that does a lot of damage. And I don't, especially since this is a full damage strategy, I don't have a way of sustaining that damage. If I take it, I die. So that's why you want the Deacon to go first. Like the nuke, like a Siege Hulk or Cecilia or whatever you have as a nuker. Leorius is great, by the way. Leorius is great for this. If you got Leorius, use him. Go for it. I just don't have him. I'm sorry. I have Cecilia, but I don't have Leorius. The lion has yet to be found. I'm still looking for him. Like Maneater, like a bunch of other champs, game won't give him to me. They just won't. At least I got the Mushroom Man, so I have that to be thankful for. The Mushroom Man, sadly, he's good for dungeons and stuff, but he's a little slow. Not too slow, but just a little slow. He's still nice. He's still real nice. I still plan on building him and using him. Definitely for poisoning stuff. Definitely for clan boss. But that does not mean I don't want a Leo. I do. Just because I have the Mushroom Man does not mean that I don't want Leo. Or Trunda. If not Leo, Trunda, Skullcrown, Genbo, one of those. Brogni, one of the big ticket people. It's not like I don't like them. I would love to have them, but I have to deal with the situation. And last time, except for Whisper, which I did build, except for Whisper, I was dealt a pretty bad hand. Like, I guess a Cruciator, but I don't know. Cruciator's only good for her block revive. She's not really good for anything else. Kick W. That ultimately is the issue. The issue we've got here is I've got to wipe her out because the issue is that she will rotate back around. I mean, he will rotate back around to his revive and mess everything up. And because of that, I'm going to have a bad time. But this is also a demonstration on how you really can wipe out Doom Tower waves. You want your damage dealers to have a controlled wave, right? And then you want to have the decreased defense on. Now, this area is extremely scary, especially since I do not have Mashald, and I also don't have Phoenix, more importantly. Now, the reason that Phoenix is so valuable in this situation is that Phoenix allows me to quickly and efficiently execute these enemies. Which is what you want. Particularly with Mashald. You do not want to give Mashald a chance. Give him a chance, and he will wipe your team. So that ultimately is why you have to be really careful whenever you see a Mashald to wipe him out of existence as quickly as you possibly can. Get over these Rian the Conjurers. So, this How do I want to do this? See, although Taragi's like that, we can treat him as something else. So what we can do is we put Stagnite in there and try it for that. I need some of these like Visix for the provoke. I know she's technically a support unit, but at least she does less healing and more direct I provoke you kind of things. She's also a free champion, in case people were wondering. You don't need Taragi. I'm just having Taragi for the extra provoke. Because I'm concerned about how this account's condition is in terms of survival. There are no revivers here, though. We will eventually need them, but there's no the revivers here, so at least we got that. Want to get the provoke on, get the despair. Try to provoke. You want to provoke him. Get the decrease attack. I don't mean it to do ally protect. He just naturally does. She just naturally does it. Notice how I'm not intentionally putting up any provoke other than the one ally protect, because the provoke is what's necessary, really. That's the key. If you can keep the provoke on, bingo. So then we can also do this floor. So we can go with no support units. Wait, he's a support unit. She's also a support unit. Maybe I'll have him as a... That's not right. Alright, we'll try it this way. It's more dangerous, but it's spicier. We'll see if we can pass. Perfect. There we go. Perfect. Geomancer's nice for this stuff, even though it doesn't look it. Because he's got a way with the burns. Perfect. There we go. There you go. Full damage strategies. And next time, we're going to be going further up the tower. I doubt I can get past floor 30 or whatever without the thing. What do we got? Yeah, I figured I needed to do more arena. I'm just going to leave it alone. The problem is I got to be very selective so I don't go demoting again, you know? Because this account had a lot of issues with that, and I want to get back into gold, and we're going to go into that next time. I'll see you all then. Like and subscribe.